Why in the world is Luffy's bounty still lower than Kaido's monstrous bounty? We were all expecting Luffy to hit the big leagues with a bounty of at least 5 billion berries after he took down the mighty Kaido. But nope, it's stuck at a measly 3 billion berries, and it's got everyone scratching their heads. Here's the scoop. The Straw Hat Pirates aren't just your average crew causing a bit of trouble. They're like the Godzilla of pirate crews, boasting a whopping 5,640 members and flexing a grand fleet led by 10 heavy-hitting core members. Now, Kaido, he was the kingpin of baddies, the biggest fish in the pond, and Luffy managed to knock him off his throne. But the world government is freaking out about the aftermath. They're trying to keep a lid on Kaido's defeat because they know if word gets out, it's going to be chaos. Imagine dropping a bomb in the middle of a peaceful town square. That's what Luffy defeating Kaido would do to the world order. So, they're playing it sneaky with Luffy's bounty. They're keeping it low-key at 3 billion berries, trying to act like it's no big deal. They're throwing in a nod to Luffy's new status as a Yonko, just to give him some credit, but they're also trying to keep things hush-hush by matching his bounty with some other guys like Kid and Law. It's like they're playing a high-stakes game of chess, trying to keep the balance of power in check without setting off any alarms. But let's be real, Luffy's not one to stay quiet for long. Sooner or later, the whole world is going to know about his epic showdown with Kaido, and then all bets are off. Let's talk about what if the current Straw Hats were at Marineford. Would Ace survive? Let me tell you, picture this. They'd burst in like Luffy did, but even more spectacularly, with Luffy and Zoro's hockey blasts taking out half the Marine soldiers in one go. Their strength would make the Marines wet their pants because compared to them, Whitebeard's crew would look like child's play. With Whitebeard and the Straw Hats teaming up, it'd be like having two Shanks there. But these guys would be even scarier, especially Luffy, who'd never forgive anyone trying to harm his brother. Imagine if Gear 5 Luffy showed up. That'd mean Kaido and Big Mom are toast, and Shanks could arrive sooner. The big shots would be Shanks, Whitebeard, Luffy, and Blackbeard. With them around, the war would stop in its tracks. If they were there, all four would be present. But the chaos wouldn't end there. Think about the Straw Hats, Frankie's radical beam, Robin's giant limbs, Sanji's blazing kicks, and Nami's fierce weather manipulation would wreak havoc on the battlefield. Even Chopper, with his monstrous transformations, would turn the tide of battle. And let's not forget about Brook's haunting melodies or Usopp's deadly accurate sniping. They'd be unstoppable. The Marineford War would become a legendary clash for the ages, with the Straw Hats at the center of it all. So on Twitter, there's this whole commotion within the One Piece fandom, with people confidently predicting that Zoro is in serious trouble with Lucci. The whole saga started with the Egghead Island drama, and now Nami has instructed Jinbei to provide some backup for Zoro. Meanwhile, Robin is setting a record by navigating her third Buster Call, and the entire internet seems to be collectively dissing Zoro while praising Lucci. But let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, when has Zoro ever lost a fight in the history of One Piece? Apart from that one hiccup with Meathawk, every tough opponent he faces only seems to make him stronger. I mean, who can forget when he absorbed a combo attack from both Big Mom and Kaido only to turn around and solo king? Sure, Lucci has had a power boost in the past 2 years, thanks to awakening his devil fruit, and he might be stronger than King now, but the uncertainty surrounding this fight is palpable. To declare that Zoro is losing just because Jinbei is entering the scene is simply ludicrous. My theory? Jinbei is intervening because after Zoro inevitably defeats Lucci, there's a real risk of him getting lost and accidentally stumbling upon the One Piece. Jinbei is playing the role of the responsible crewmate, ensuring Zoro finds his way back after the victory, saving us all from a potential unintended discovery of the ultimate treasure. Why did Captain Kidd really fight Shanks? He didn't just try once, but 3 times. Some people might say he just wanted to challenge a big shot like Shanks because he's a wild one, but I think there's more to it. I reckon Kidd figured out that Shanks was the biggest roadblock on his way to being the Pirate King. Shanks knows all about the One Piece, so Kidd went after him. He went head-to-head with Shanks and even lost his arm. Kidd knew more about Shanks than anyone else from his generation, but still went for it, even though it was super risky. And get this, even though Shanks could have easily wiped him out, he let Kidd live. Maybe he wanted Kidd to join forces with Luffy. We all know Shanks wants Luffy to be the Pirate King, and Kidd and Law are supposed to be big players in that game. It's like Kidd was a raging bull charging at a matador, ready to take on the biggest bull in the arena, even though he knew it might cost him his horns. And Shanks, he's like the wise old matador, letting Kidd live to see if he can tame the wild spirit and join forces with the future Pirate King, Luffy. It's a showdown of epic proportions in the high seas.